Okay, so welcome to today's webinar. And if you look at the title, please just give me 1 minute. All right, so if you look at the title of the webinar, you will see that it speaks to recharge, refocus, and reconnect. I'm trying to.
Right.
Okay, let me share. Okay, let me start sharing. I thought I was sharing before. But can you see what I'm sharing?
Yes, I can see it. Recharge, refocus, and reconnect. Would they will not allow us recharge and refocus. Now, so work we did do.
So that's why we are here, so that we can definitely find a way around recharging and refocusing and reconnecting. So the first thing I'm going to ask you is, as a parent, what are your wins and what are your challenges? What are your experiences as a parent? What are your experiences?
In terms of everyday life, or is it in terms of academics, the children?
Anyhow it comes across to you. It could be parent, it could be academics, it could be whatever, however it comes across to you. What are your wins? What are your challenges? I know you have 3, and the truth is that the 3 of them will be different. That's the interesting part.
Yes. What would I say? My win. We are not there yet. We're still getting there. Like, we are still in process, right? Is, I think, the discipline part. The how do I put it? When I know, I've realized that, okay, to an extent, these children, I'm able to discipline them.
Okay.
I get to think about it a lot, that, okay, am I doing it in the right way? I learn, I relearn, I unlearn. You understand, when it comes to discipline. But so far, I believe that I have tried as a parent. There are some things that they know that they shouldn't do, that if their mother should hear, it's going to be a problem. And there are just some little things that they would be like, let us damn all consequence. But when they damn those consequences, I make sure that they face the consequence. You damn the consequence. So basically, yes, that is part of the win. I don't know, maybe in the course of the meeting, if I remember anything, I would chip it in again. So I know that I'm not the only one. Maybe the challenges, particularly on academics, and I will not say that, oh, I need to do more or something, because most of the time is the time, because I have other things that I'm doing as well. So sometimes I try as much as possible that, oh, put them in line, do this, do that. One thing which I think I've discussed with you before is reading. They read what they want to read. Like, okay, we need to read this thing. No, let us cultivate the habit of reading. That's what we are working on at the moment. So that's part of the challenge. I don't know, maybe, like, I was talking to someone earlier today, and she told me that, oh, our son has started school and everything. And I found myself telling her that, please make sure you follow up on that child. Make sure your child reads something every day, because I know that has been a challenge to me. And in my own little way, I would not want the same thing to happen to other people. So what I do these days is, okay, you want something, if you know you want this thing, please get your book, your storybook, make sure you read how many chapters, blah, 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 blah. Make sure you read it. When you're done, come back to me. Of which I feel that if we had started this since they were young, they would have been able to master it by now. And then, is it me, I think so. Is it my own parents? I think so as well, because nobody was forcing me to read. So I think because they were not seeing me do that, they did not cultivate the habits. So that is it. Thank you.
All right. So thank you so much for sharing. You hit the nail on the head. The way it is. Yeah. So
Mm.
um,
Mm.
with my experiences here and there, first as a parent, with my
Mm.
experiences with clients, one of the things that I realized is a lot of times we don't know how much we have done until when the children are by themselves. So I'm sure you know that the kids are out of the house now, they are by
Mm.
themselves. And somehow, the things that I felt, oh,
Right.
maybe I didn't do well enough. I'm beginning to see that, oh,
Mm.
I didn't actually do bad, actually. So there is that way of you
Mm.
feeling like, oh, maybe I didn't do well enough, you know,
Right.
because they are still in your space. And there is that feeling of I'm home. Home is
Mm.
always supposed to be like a safe haven. So home is where you
Right.
be vulnerable. Home is not always like the most perfect place to test whatever it is that you have done. I don't know if you
Mm.
understand what I am trying to say. So for the discipline, one of the things I think that a lot of parents struggle with is um, boundaries, putting boundaries in place. Trying to make sure that I'm not a permissive parent,
Mm.
and at the same time, I'm not overdoing it. So
Right.
definitely there are resources around that can help. Then I also had you mention motivation.
Mm.
I would talk about it as
Mm.
we go on. So a number of time, you see kids transition to teenagers transition to adults. A lot of time, we just don't model things to them and expect them to do it by default. They won't do it. So you mentioned to me now that you don't read, so they don't see mommy reading.
Right.
I'm not sure they have been in a space or in a family
Right.
where all of them are reading, reading, reading. So you're just telling them, read. In their head, they can't relate because it's just
Right.
like abstract. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So Ademilola joined. Thank you for joining. Thank you. So another thing is
Mm.
how I was parented. The thing used to do a strong thing. How you were parented has a great role in how you eventually parent, except you are intentional. Somehow you will get to repeat the pattern. So I like the fact that you are being intentional about parenting well. And I'm sure that everybody that is on the call today is here for that same reason. So, Ademilola, thank you for joining. We are sharing our experiences on our parenting wins and our challenges. I don't know if you want to chip in anything. I know it's half term, it's mid-term. A number of the children are already at home. So, what are your wins? What are your challenges? It might not only be academic right now. So, do you want to share with us? Yeah, I think okay. Please go on.
Hello, good evening, Mars.
Good evening.
Trust we had a good day today. I'm sorry I came in late, despite I want to occupy the first seat. On the question you just had on challenges, I have once wrote it on the Instagram platform. Unlike now that I'm in the class, keeping them quiet, managing them during the midterm, I will have to stay away from work so that I can stay with them. So I won't have to commit them into a stranger's hand.
Okay.
So that 2 days, like here in Oyo State where I am, Thursday, Fridays are meeting. So that Thursday, Friday, staying in the house with them and still being productive for the day.
Challenge. Okay.
I'm sorry to chip in. Yes, this is another one, and I've discussed it earlier today. God, it is well.
Yes, that's the word. It is well. Okay, so one of the things I'm going to say right now is parenting has its wins and it also has its challenges. And I had a conversation with somebody earlier this week. And one of the things that we used to forget is we used to expect them to act like adults. And one of the things I asked the clients to do is, please, can you remind me of how you acted when you were 8, 9, 10? What was the thought on your head? Sincerely, you see what is on their head is they want to play. You see, that productivity that you're talking about is not in their dictionary. They just want to play. And one of the things that come with parenting is repetition. Is one of the code. You will repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat and keep repeating. And part of the reason why you repeat and keep repeating is just because their brain is still developing. Those that are still less than 13, even up till 24, it is when they are age 24 that the brain will now finally develop. And now, fortunately, you see this screen that we are having is not helping matters. So instead of them having things that will help them to develop their brain faster, maybe like puzzle, just something that can help the brain to develop well. We are not doing a lot of that. We are moving them to the screen. So we will also still deal some more with that. I'm happy that Ademilola shared her experience. I think she's off, maybe the network. So a lot of people, I'm sure is busy that is catching up with them. So, and I'm trying to maximize the 1 hour, and anybody that is not available, if it was important, you would have set reminder or you put alarm clock. So I don't want to get distracted by trying to remind people to come in. All right, so let's just move on. So one of the things that happens with being a parent, if you are not careful, is that you will experience burnout. And part of the reason why you experience burnout is because you are juggling a lot of things at the same time. See, let's look at it this way. If you have a cup that is full and you keep pouring, 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 you get to a point that that cup gets empty. So what would I ask you to do? What will I suggest? I will recommend that you do what? You be intentional about making time for yourself. You are going to create time for what is important. That is one of the things you have to know. Creating time for what is important is very, very key. So one of the things that we are going to do now, if you look, are you seeing my screen? I want to be sure you are seeing my screen.
I can. Yes, I can. I can't hear you. You are muted.
All right, so where is the screen at now? Is it on the recharge room?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So what we are going to do now is you are going to find a comfortable position. One of it, I think the network took you off. And one of the things that I
Yes.
said is, I think I mentioned that as parents, especially mothers, one of the mistakes we make is putting ourselves last on the list. We put ourselves last. And because we put ourselves last, it's always you point, and realizing that you don't have anything to share again. I don't know if you understand what I mean. So you're going to find a comfortable spot. It's either you sit or you lie down. Are we there?
Okay.
All right. So you
I'm
close
here.
your eyes. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Hold it for a few minutes, then breathe out through your mouth. So one of the ways you can just let go of tension is breathing in. So breathe in again. Breathe out again. All right. So this time around, you are breathing in. As you are breathing in, feel your shoulders drop. If there's any stress, it is time to let go of the stress and focus on you. Breathe in again. So imagine that there's a light, a warm light, and that warm light is getting in, running through your throat, to your shoulder, your throat, to your stomach. And as the light is getting in, it is diffusing any tension that you have right now. So breathe in the light, then breathe out the tension, breathe out the stress. So now you're going to imagine yourself standing on the edge of the peaceful beach. The sand is soft beneath your feet, and the wave gently lapping at the shore. You're wearing your favorite beach wear with your sunshade. The sky is beautiful. You feel the gentle breeze against your face. Feel the warmth of the sun on your skin. Listen to the rhythmic sound of the wave. You know you're walking along the shore. Right. As you're walking along the shore, you notice a small wooden basket. The basket is for your worries, your fears, and your stresses. Take a moment to think about the challenges that you're facing as a parent, maybe juggling parenting and other things together. Maybe the challenges include managing your child's schoolwork or handling a behavior that you don't seem to be proud of, or even adding your needs to their needs. Like I said, juggling what you are doing with what they are doing. Now imagine you are placing all of those worries one by one inside the baskets. All of the worries inside the baskets. Are you putting it in? So as you put all of the worries in, now pick up the basket. Yes. Put the basket gently into the water and watch as the wave carry it away farther and farther and farther and farther until it disappears. Now, move away from where you are on the beach and look for a comfortable spot to sit. The storm is warm, the breeze is cool. You're feeling the rhythmic wave of the beach. Imagine as the wave is coming with those sounds. It's bringing calm. It's bringing clarity. It's bringing patience. You feel more energized. You feel more at peace. Breathe in, breathe out. Now think of your family. Picture them, those children, picture them walking towards you along the beach, shouting, "Mommy, mommy," they are smiling, they are happy, they are filled with love. They sit beside you. And they are just cracking you up. Everybody is feeling that connection, that love. Stand up from where you are sitting down with the children. Look at the water. Look at the sky. Look at the sand. Look at how you feel calm, you feel happy, you feel joyous, you feel a sense of peace and renewal. You feel light, you feel all of the worries has been washed far away. You can't even get to connect with it. Slowly walk away from the shore. See yourself getting out of the premises of the beach. Breathe in again. Breathe out. You can now open your eyes. Open your eyes, yo. Open your eyes, oh. Open your eyes,
This is
oh.
therapy. Therapy.
So, what was it like? What did it feel like for you?
It was actually stress relieving.
Okay. Okay,
It was
fantastic.
stress relieving, yes. As in there's power in that, actually.
Okay. So what that
Power in
means,
that. As little as it seems.
I'm listening.
Yeah, so it made an impact. Like I was able to like relieve myself of the stress that I've gathered today. You get.
All right. So you can do that from time to time when you just feel frustrated, when you feel overwhelmed. So what I'm trying to preach now is regardless of what the schedule looks like, you need to make room to recharge. And I'm going to use the analogy of a phone. When you fully charge your phone, it has 100%. But what happens when you put on this app, you put on that app, you do video, you do that? It gets drained. And you can only be productive with that phone when you put it back to charge. So that is how we are as humans. The fact that you're somebody's parent doesn't mean you should not have me time. It's not being selfish because it's out of the abundance of what you have that you give. Remember that even the Bible says, love your neighbor as yourself. So you have to love yourself. And when you love yourself, you can now distribute it effortlessly and also remember to recharge. So Ademilola, I don't know if you were able to be part of the recharge exercise, and how was it like for you? Okay, I'm not, excuse me, I'm not sure I'm hearing now. Okay, but can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah, I'm not sure. Can you hear me? Hear me, hear me, hear me, hear me, hear me. See my network.
I think it's your network. Okay,
Okay.
mine as well, but I can I
You can hear me, right? Okay. Okay. So
yes.
continue. And now that we have let go of the worries, now that we have let go of the stress, remember that each day comes with um, each stress, you know. So it means you just have to create time, like I said, for yourself. So now that we have recharged, it's time to refocus. The kids have done half term. Some of them are already on midterm break. Some are not on midterm break. So how can we refocus? How can we make sure that we turn those challenges around? So you can have parenting goals. Parenting goals. And don't forget that each of the children are unique and special just the way they are. There will always be gaps, and we just need to identify the gaps and work on the gaps. So I'm going to go, let me see, I'm trying to admit, maybe it's a network. I think it's a network. All right, so I'm going to go to something. It's an attachment style. And you remember that one of the things you mentioned, Tolu, was how we were parented. And the truth is that how we were parented had effects on who we became, how we related with people. And then I just want us to understand attachment style, and it will help us to understand ourselves some more and also understand our children some more. So we have 4 attachment style. The first one is secure. The next one is an anxious. We have avoidance, and we have disorganized. You see, secure. Secure attachment style are always more with people that their family is a functional kind of family. So kids can express their emotions well without necessarily being rude. They are trusting and forgiving. They are warm and caring. They are responsive. They are honest and open. Now, for anxious, anxious are usually from families that had family dysfunction. So, you just get to do your things. And you see one of the fears with an anxious attachment style is that fear of abandonment. So their mood fluctuates. They are overly accommodated. So they are people pleasers. They are people pleasers. So they usually feel insecure when they are in relationship with people because they are afraid that, the experience I had before, I don't want it to repeat itself. So it can be traced to some adverse childhood experiences here and there. So we have avoidance. You see, avoidance people, they are usually afraid of getting close to people. If you get too close to them, they will withdraw. You just be wondering that, ṣebí mi àtọmọ ẹni sọ̀rọ̀ lánàá, why the sudden attitude? They are extremely independent. They are emotionally distant. They will just not connect. Then the last set of people are the disorganized. These people lack empathy. They want to be close to you, but at the same time, they are afraid. So they have trust issue. they find it difficult to just, and all of this sometimes is as a result of how we were parented. So those just shapes us somehow to be all of this. And if you are not careful or being intentional, you are going to project all of this on your children unknowingly. So that is why you need to just be aware. It just helps you to relate better with yourself, relate better with people that are in your space. So outside that, once you know your attachment style, what do you do next? You have to reconnect with yourself. If you had adverse childhood experiences when you were younger, you need to heal. If you don't heal, once there is a trigger, you are going to go back to status quo. And if you are wounded as an adult, what wounded people do is that they inflict wound on everyone in their space. Everyone in your space would feel the brunt of that wound. So all I would suggest is, if you have unresolved experiences, so one of the things I have are assessments that can help you know your attachment style, assessment that can help you know if you had adverse childhood experiences, assessment that will know if you have unresolved trauma. Sometimes you are not even aware. It is when you now start, or you go through the assessment, like, oh, abajo, you now start, sometimes things that you feel are the root cause are not necessarily the root cause. The root cause are other things that you can only find out through assessment. And it's just the same way you go to a lab to find out, oh, they do a blood test to tell you, oh, this is what we found. If you go to the pharmacy, well, they will just do guesswork. So I would recommend you take an assessment. So reconnect with yourself, reconnect with your family. It's midterm. Love languages differ from persons to person. If you are speaking the wrong love language to your child, you realize that the child will not just feel loved. So we have 5 of it. We have gift, word of affirmation, act of service, physical touch, quality time. There is also an assessment that you can do that will help you know, oh, this is my primary love language. Oh, these are my other second. Now, the truth is, we are supposed to be wholesome. Wholesome means we are supposed to have the capacity of receiving love in all of this. But somehow also, our experiences has made us now tilt to one particular primary love language as against the 5. So we need to understand ours and understand our children's love language. If your child's love language is word of affirmation, or mama do, so what you need to be careful around what you say or don't say around this kind of child. If your child's primary love language is act of service, your child will want you to do more. Okay, help me do my projects. Not like you will do it 100%, but just be in my space. You know, let's do it together. That means the whole world to them. If your child is quality time, then be ready to listen. And one of the mistakes that we parents usually do is, when our children tell us things, when they offend us, we will now use it against them. Or that was what our parents did to us. Maybe, for instance, you were a teenager and you now mistakenly told your mommy that, somebody asked you out. Hey, if you guys fall out, she will now start. When they have started asking you out, why won't you, and you just feel like, oh God, why did you have to do this? So next time, you will not get to say anything to her. And so many others that we had experiences with. Do you have any question for me yet? Or should I continue?
I'm here. I'm enjoying it.
You're enjoying it. Okay, good. So we are back to the personality type. And we have 4: intimidating Olma, the creative compatible, systematic truck, then we have dependable fund. The summary of it is, if your child is a born leader, your child loves to lead, just know that intimidating Oma is in that child. So the people like this, if you are not careful, they will not let you have a say. They usually want to have their way. It's either their way or the highway. So all you just need to do is make sure you help them maximize their strength and minimize their weaknesses. So intimidating Oma are bold, they are outspoken. Creative compatible, they are the live wire, they like fun. They will not do homework if you are not on their matter. They won't do. They will intentionally hide it away from you. So what you can do to help kids like that is just make anything they are doing, make it fun related. Once it's fun related, they will do it. Now, the fourth, those ones like system, they like system. Just they are the kind of children that by default they will have timetable. Or if you help them to put a timetable in place, you don't need to remind them. By themselves, they know, oh, it's 4 p.m., it's siesta, they will go and do it. If you now tell them that, is it this your siesta, or the thing has changed from 4 o'clock to 3:50, you must explain, because they are very rigid. Very, very rigid. Now, the last people are the truck. The trucks, they are very reliable. They are very loyal. They are those kind of people that when they are in your space, they've got you forever. There's nothing you want to do. They would have your back forever. That's who they are. So, but what you need to do is learn how to work with them, not against them. There is no perfect personality. So it means that every personality comes with its strengths and its weaknesses. Now, some parents used to have more issues when they have a child that has their kind of personality. So if your personality is the bossy kind of personality, you will not agree. If you have a child that is also bossy, you will always have conflicts. So you need to learn your own personality type. You also need to learn your own child's personality type. So at this point, I would ask you to tell me, we have recharged. How do you plan to refocus all of this that you have learned in today's session? How do you plan to use it going forward? Do you want to have a new goal for the remaining half term for each of the children? Now understanding that they come in different personality type, now understanding that they have their different kind of love languages that might differ from yours or might be the same as yours. Also knowing that you have your attachment style that you are projecting. They also have an attachment style. Now, there's another thing I want you to know. I have an assessment that is called parenting scorecard. And with my experience with clients, I've realized that a number of times, parents used to feel that, oh, it's either they feel that they are doing, the child is feeling them, and the child has a totally different opinion, or the parent feels like I'm not doing enough. Especially parents that their children are kind of troublesome, and the child seems to understand everything that you are saying and scores you very high. The only challenge that the child has at that point is maybe identity crisis. And the child is trying to find, who am I versus who does my mommy say I should be, versus who does my father say I should be, versus who does social media say I should be, versus who does so all of that. So I don't know. I think I want to leave us to share our experiences, so that I don't like talking. I usually prefer an engaging and more interactive class. So all of what we have said, how does it relate to you? How do you think you will apply it going forward? How would you use it? All of that, all of that, all of that. So over to you. I think network is doing everybody's strong thing.
No, yeah, it was punctuating.
Okay. So I think I will stop. I will stop sharing. So what are you taking away from?
Did you mention the children, like a personality that, how do I put it? They are so indifferent. They can't be bothered.
Yes.
Whatever you say is what they flow with.
Yes. Yes.
That's which of the cars? Which of them?
I think it's under the systematic truck. I mean, systematic truck. So dependable Ford.
Okay. Okay, Ford. I think I heard Ford properly. I have a child like that.
Okay.
I think, yeah, if I do say I'm that truck, the last one that you spoke about.
Okay. So sometimes you see those personality used to, so like, I mentioned that each personality has its strengths, also has its weaknesses. It's now you understanding, oh, where do I fall on this spectrum? And a number of times, outside the fact that we have those 4 personalities, you could have mix and match. So you can have an intimidating convertible. Let me use that word. So the person has a bit of being bossy and also has a bit of being creative and being fun-loving. So all of that, you only get to know where you fall on the spectrum when you do the assessment. That will give you a clearer picture of, oh, this is where I am. These are my strengths. These are my weaknesses. These are the challenges that people that have these challenges face as parents. You will get to understand, oh, this is who my child is. This is how my child perceives stuff. This is my child's strengths. This is my child's weaknesses. Then you know how to play around all of it. So parenting, it's a wonderful job, and there was one time that I think I just sat down with myself to say, wait, this parenting gone, not like oyeyan. I think we grew up with things being scripted. What did you say?
I was thrown out.
Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah.
But it's fine. I'm back now.
Okay. So I will let you talk. I said, I think we grew up in a generation where things were scripted. And what do I mean by scripted? So it's, you go to nursery school, you go to primary school, you go to secondary school, you go to university, and you marry. Not like you even had an idea of what the parenting looked like. Unfortunately, a lot of us found ourselves in places where we were not parented well. So you go to try and error. Oh, she has gone out again. You try this, maybe it works. You now remember that when you were smaller, they gave you a bara, they gave you this, they gave you that. So you too will start reinventing the wheel. All right, so Galaxy Tab A. Would you want to share anything with us? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Hello, it's Ademilola back again. I don't even know it's showing my tab. I was thinking that who is Galazi tab A, and we are just two. I'm sorry, internet and some other things threw me out.
Okay.
I'm happy I'm able to come in again.
It's all right.
So before I left, we were talking about the challenges. And I mentioned the challenges I encounter being able to get time for myself while I parent,
Okay.
and at the same time being able to see how I even want to learn how I can get them engaged too,
Okay.
aside engagement with screen, not tab, not television, and at least productively, without hearing I'm idle, I'm bored oftentimes. So
Okay. So I think you will need to catch the recording because we have mentioned a whole lot that would
all
have
right,
answered
no problem.
that would have answered a lot of those questions.
Questions,
So yes, so
questions.
one of the
Let's
things
continue. Let's continue from where we are. Let's continue.
so one of the things that I would just recommend is for you to understand your personality. And like I mentioned earlier, the assessment that I can do that will help you understand your own personality, help you understand the personality of the children. There's also an assessment that it will score your parenting. Yes, scores your parenting. So you get to score your parenting. The kids too get to score your parenting. So you get to know, oh, what I think I'm doing, this is how they are receiving it. There's also an assessment that helps to know the love language of you, your spouse, of the kids as well. Because it's a family unit and everyone has a role to play. Now, one of the challenges that most parents, not only you, most parents have is also that part of boundaries, knowing how to make sure I am not a permissive parent, I am not too strict, and at the same time, I am getting all of the values in. So one of the things I would recommend that you do would be to get maybe like a media plan. So what a media plan does is a media plan helps you to know, oh, this is where we can use our gadgets. This is where we cannot use our gadgets. This is how long we can use our gadgets for in a day, and all of that. So it is you and the kids that will put it in place. In my house here, the max that we do is 2 hours of screen time. So, and part of why we do 2 hours, sometimes it's more than 2 hours, but on the average, we usually do 2 hours. So no matter what is doing you up and down, you do 2 hours. So this midterm break, the kids are home, and because they have been off gadgets for a very long while, so I gave them the opportunity to just play with their gadgets, even knowing that it's still 2 hours. And I gave them terms and conditions. Fortunately and unfortunately, one of them decided to dare the terms of engagement, and it was simple. It came with consequences. I'm going to take the thing off and put it in my room. So once I'm done with my meeting now, we'll go and be gisting. We connect, we play football, because one of the disadvantage of those things is it doesn't help their brain to develop when they are too much on the screen. And they need to build a number of skills, executive functioning skills, a lot of skills, decision-making skills. You would not be able to help your child maximize his or her brain when you allow them to do too much of it. We can get to talk more about it maybe later. We can get to talk more about it. But I know it would have been more engaging if you went through the process every step of the way. So unfortunately, I think Tolu is off. Maybe network has also thrown her out. So it's just the two of us on the call. Will there be any other thing that you like to also ask or talk about?
maybe aside as in what we are discussing, if I
Okay.
can bring the issue, I would just like to ask, what's your take on the issue of corporal punishments?
Ah,
And yeah, as in maybe, like where you were coming from, as in like how we were raised, as in our own, how our parents raised us. Then when you do something wrong, all these resetting slaps and little caning and the likes, and even when you are not beaten, knowing that this father or this mother is used to beating, it gives some restrictions, it gives some checks and balancing. So now, because myself, at times when I'm overwhelmed with their disturbance, I tend to beat, or even, when I expect them to show understanding in some things, that, I've gone since money. Nobody will come, nobody will help me, and I'm at home. You are meant to do this. Do I have to scream before? Before you know it, I result into eating at times. And even after eating them, though, fine. The next time they might get to do that thing, that made me to cane them. But later, even within me, I used to feel that, do you still want to go back to the olden days of beating? Or I'll do or don't you think talking will get results, or is it not giving you the desired result, and some other things like that? So what's your take on it? As in, with these children these are present generation children. Does it bring result or it doesn't?
no, it doesn't. Sincerely, it doesn't. So, one of the things that you should know is that I was trying to look for, as you were talking, I was trying to look for one of my books, and I can't seem to find it at the moment. But discipline is not punishment. Ask yourself, when they beat you, what impact did it have on you back then? Those corporal punishments. Ask yourself, what impact did it have on you? So, if you remember that beating is just a short-term approach, it won't solve the problem. That same thing that you did corporal punishment for, ó tún máa ṣe lọ́la, ó tún máa ṣe lọ́tùnla, because discipline is not supposed to be punishment. There is difference between discipline and punishment. They are totally different. And a number of wounds that we carry, a number of unresolved trauma that we have, were as a result of some of those experiences that our parents made us go through. And unfortunately, they didn't know better. So if I give you an assessment of adverse childhood experiences, one of it is physical abuse. And unfortunately, do you know what happens? The brain usually keeps scores. So it's going to be in the child's brain, that thing, that pain that you inflicted on the child. So it causes more harm. So what I will advise is, like I said, there were some things that you missed. One of the things that you will need to learn is self-regulation. When you are beginning to feel overwhelmed, there are going to be triggers. So you need to learn to start catching yourself to say, oh, I'm already breathing somehow. It means I am getting to that point where I am getting over. Then you catch yourself and try to soothe yourself. Because if you don't, you're going to burst. There'll be an outburst of emotions. And a number of times when we have that outburst of emotions, we get to do things that we might likely regret. And even when we feel that, oh, it's one of those things, the children might keep score, especially now that they're in a generation that has overload of so many informations. I don't know if I was able to answer your question well enough. For corporal punishment.
Yes, yes. But yes, you have answered the part A of the question. The part B is how other way can change be achieved. For example, let me give you an instance. At least now we are just two, so we don't have an outsider amongst us. My daughter likes playing with everything she sees, and in the process of doing that, she ends up spoiling them. When you see things, just look and don't touch.
Mommy, you are
And even
I will stop you there. I am going to
and even when
I will
ma,
you. See, that is a personality type, and you must make her thrive. You are changing her personality unconsciously.
and when she touches, she doesn't want to touch once and leave. She wants to know nǹkan tó ń dún no radio. She wants to see how is this thing assembled? How is it like this? And in the process, she might want to dismantle and maybe try to couple it back. And in the process, even while trying to dismantle, she will break it. So the summary of it all is that she spoils things a lot.
She doesn't spoil things a lot. It is a personality type. And what you are going to do for her is to help her with resources that will help her to thrive. So all you need to do is buy things that you know that, oh, this is my child's personality. It's just like you set up a part of your resources to say, this child, this is who she is. Whatever you want to do with all of these things, I wish you all the best. You are shutting her down. You are shutting her down, and you not make her maximize who she is.
All the toy I bought for her younger sister, she has scattered everything.
Yes.
So imagining going for immunization today and buying maybe toys worth of like 5,000-7,000, and in 24 hours, everything, bam. And I will become so furious that so fair, I mean, you know, all sorts. And the next thing before you know it, you have.
I think the network. Can you still hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So, mommy.
I can hear you very well.
Mommy.
The next thing is I will just resort to beating. Go and kneel down there and go and bring your piggy bank. I'm taking. So, go and kneel down there and I will seize the piggy bank. I want to take the money with which you have spent that thing to buy another one. And after a very long time, she will come back and apologize. Mommy, I'm sorry. I won't do that again. After I've beaten, blah, blah, blah. And the next time, she will still do it.
So, what I will recommend that you do is go and get puzzles. Those puzzles that...
Get what?
Puzzles.
Puzzles, okay.
Get puzzles. Okay. If you can get where they sell fairly used kind of toys. Okay. I know that there are some people that used to come from toys and yama. Just chatter. Look for one space in your house and make it a toy session. Let her break everything she wants to break. That is how. So you know, we mentioned different personality type.
Yes.
The strength of her personality type is what she's displaying. So as far as I'm concerned, she's not doing you any harm. She's just trying to develop her brain. And that is the only way she can. So she's curious. She wants to know the abajo of everything because that is her own personality type. So you are imposing you on her. And that is what
eventually the pieces of the broken toys, she will keep it. Pieces,
exactly.
Then why are you keeping them again? And I just want to maybe I will be able to fix it later.
Yes, you see that I did not even say it before I mentioned it to you. So all you just need to do is as you are coming.
We don't throw them away easily too. We'll be looking as if we'll be thinking that we would glue them together, you know.
So that is how that child will thrive. So all you just need to do is, whether a part of your savings or maybe the family budget, you just dedicate that, because now you are hurting the child. You are moving. So every child wants to be seen, every child wants to be heard, every child wants to be valued, every child wants to be respected. So what you are doing now is, you are not letting her thrive in her, being her. And you know that the house is supposed to be a safe haven where I can do what I not so remember, there is that place of boundary. So one of the things you can do is, so if it's too much, she picks, she just explores, she just explores, she just explores, and you will gradually see her coming around to come and show you, oh mommy, you will just see her coming up with ideas that will wow and blow your mind, and you'll be like, oh, I never even thought that this and this could come together, because she needs to be the best version of herself, and you need to allow her to try. Unfortunately, like I said, she's not the same as her siblings, and that is who she is. And you have to accept it that way. So whether you have
I've
a,
learned.
what did you say?
I've learned. You've spoken really about her.
Yes, let her thrive. She will give you the best version of her that even you will be wowed. You'll be like, wow. Because you have given her, just imagine you are in a space where you are blossoming unapologetically. Nobody in this world will be able to shut you down. Nobody. Because you are enough. You just feel, where are you coming from? All the love that I need, I've gotten it. So just, if you want to get a toy room for her, get a toy room for her. Let her see you in a different light, to say, oh, my mom loves me, and you will start seeing her having conversations with you around, because now she's seeing it as a pain. And what will happen is, she will automatically shut down that part of her, and it will haunt her for the rest of her life. Because you will now force her to pick a personality that is not her real personality. And you see her, when she grows up, struggling to find who she is, because she has lost who she was. And you see that a number of people that have childhood wounds, they will ask you to trace it back to your childhood. You will realize that experiences had made people to even forget who they are. So, mommy, please, you will help us do differently. And I would want
seriously.
yes, I would want you to write today's date down and start watching our progress. Maybe today is 18th. By 18th of March, just let me know. It could be 1 week. Just reach out to me and say, oh, this is what I did differently, and this is what I saw. You'll be shocked at what you are going to see. You'll be shocked at, you see, every other concerns that you had. You'll be surprised that all of those concerns will just be solved because you have made her try.
In short, with this discussion, I'm feeling guilty that I've trashed so many of our tools.
Yes.
She will keep all sorts of broken. Yes. Anytime I'm arranging our space of the wardrobe, I will now see all those naughty things. Some might be stickers, some might be papers, some might be broken toys.
Maybe you will get a big basket, a big basket, and you will let her know that, oh, this is your territory. Once you are done, make sure you arrange them back. You let her know once so there are rules and there are consequences. If you know you want to have all of this, maybe it's 1 hour every day, maybe it's 1 hour every other day, you have that conversation with her and hear her out. So all I want is, I will allow you do all of this. Oh, congratulations to you. All I just want is when you are done, pack it up in your box or in your wardrobe or in your basket or wherever. And you will be surprised that she will be coming around to have interesting conversations with you. I am telling you. Yes.
I will. This last Christmas, I bought the brother a new wristwatch. Intentionally, I bought her an inferior one
Ah, no,
because I knew intentional because I knew it won't stay more than 48 hours. But, so that I will not feel bad by the time you spoil it.
no,
So
but
that it won't be as if I didn't buy it for you. Let me
so,
just buy
yes.
something
So
inferior.
what you will do is it's okay to buy something inferior, but you can now add another thing that you feel that makes up, so that you don't rob her of what is ours because of her personality type. Because you will see it.
In less than 48 hours, the buckle of the wristwatch was removed.
Yes. So you
So
just
I didn't feel
yes,
bad. It's
yes,
your
yes,
word.
yes. So, but once she has more options to play around with, you will just she will do things differently. Yes, she will. She will. So
I will maybe by the I will take my time to go around and get her some toys, especially the puzzle you mentioned about,
yes,
and I will start taking notes
yes, please.
of
Just
how she
you can
will
have
take
a
it over.
journal, a parenting journal. That parenting
Okay.
journal will just help you keep record. Okay, so what did I identify about? Oh, okay, about this particular child. What do I think is the strength? What do I think is the weakness? Okay, what are the gaps? So one of the things you will not do is to compare all of them. Don't. So when you do all of that, then you now see, oh, this is the strength, this is the weakness. Oh, okay, I can help you amplify your strength. I can help you minimize. See, it's a whole lot to talk about. So a lot of us make a lot of parenting mistakes because we don't know differently. Ifeoluwa, you're welcome. So I think I've answered your question, right?
Very well, very, very well, very well.
Okay, so maybe you can take the assessment later, just to understand some more, because the assessment will be in the best place to speak to, oh, this is how to hit the nail on. So it's not like you are doing trial
Even
and
the
error.
assessment that talks about the feedback, I would like them to have that too. I
Yes.
want to see my I want to see my photograph.
So there'll be a report that would help you to, oh, okay, oh, this is what I think mommy is not doing well. This is what I need her to do better at. This is how I perceive my mom, and all of that. So it's well. God will keep helping us, helping every
It's a
step.
ministry. It's a ministry. And
Yes,
a scary one at that. By the time I see how children are turning out to be, or as in bad parented children that are now mothers and their impact on their children,
that is it.
you like, how will my children survive this? How will they survive
Truth is,
this?
they will survive once you
They
do it.
will.
Yes.
Yes.
So the truth is, a lot of times when they are still in your space, you really don't know how much you have done until they step out. So all you just, and remember I mentioned repetition. Repetition. You keep repeating. You keep repeating. You keep repeating. Once you are able to do the foundation well, sometimes they might digress a bit, but they will come back. They will. Yes, they will. So just be intentional about what you do from the home front. So I don't know, do you have a family mission statement? It's a whole lot. Family vision statement, blah, blah, blah. It's plenty. Where you are intentional about scripting. So there are a lot of resources that I have here and there that could be helpful. But the starting point is always take the assessment. So
Okay.
outside that, once you are done with that, you'll be intentional about who are in your children's space, because they have a great role to also play in shaping the children. So if your children are in a class where you are not, you have to strategically position good people in their space. So it's a whole lot of intentionality that you need to do. And once you get them to that point where you have done your work, there's the God factor. That one is the most important one anyway. So,
but even the Bible says walk and pray. It's after we have walked, then the religious aspect takes place. Then how can I as in encourage team spirit among them?
to be intentional
As in
about
doing things together as siblings without fights, without quarrel. Not that when you now give them a task to do together, is then she did this and don't do it again, I will do it alone. Now we understand. And as in, how can I foster team spirit, cordiality without rift amongst them?
So one of the things I want you to know is siblings will fight. Siblings will quarrel. That one is a normal thing. So, but what you would make sure doesn't happen is sibling rivalry. And a number of times, we are always the reason why things like that finds space in our homes. And what do? We start comparing our children. So one person feels, oh, so all of your children, all children want to be loved, want to be valued, want to be seen, want to be respected, all of that. However, we have our own personality, and somehow we tend to be in love with people that act based on our own biases or what we love, and sometimes we kind of judge our kids in that light. So for instance, now, that your daughter that likes to do toy and destroy something, I'm sure a number of times you would have verbally communicated to her to say what nonsense, blah, 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 blah. And she sees herself like an outcast. She sees herself like the lost child. Yeah. Well, after all, there's nothing I want to do. They will always find faults. Why?
Like a person who wants to ruin the parents.
Do you,
So I see me.
so there is also that part of physical abuse. So all of that, the child keeps storing all of it and is trying to, I cannot get you. I can get somebody that is in my space. Maybe my younger one or my older one, I will frustrate their life because they are the one that is taking the spotlight away from me. So when they ask us to do a particular task, I will frustrate them to make sure that, you see that, because at the end of the day, even when the three of them get to do it, that person that you have already naturally tilted to will be the one that will take all the glory for what all of them have done. So you want to take the glory more, I won't allow you. So it's a lot of you being intentional about, oh, what is the strength of this person? What is the strength of this person? What is the strength of this person? How can I make sure I help them to maximize their strengths and make them work together? So, and making sure you're not overburdening one that has your favorite kind of personality over. So it's a lot of intentionality. That's just what I will tell you. A lot of intentionality is the one that will help you fix that. And sometimes you don't need to have a saying, whatever quarrel they are quarreling. Let them quarrel. What will they remember when they grow up if they don't quarrel? They will quarrel. It's one of those things.
It's part of development.
It's part of memories. So they have to quarrel. Sometimes let them sort it out themselves. Let them sort it out themselves. Don't be the one, mo ìwọ náà ni o kì í gbọ́ràn, So you see, you're already laughing, you're guilty. So, but even when that child has a genuine point, Koniso, after all, I know that you blame me, so why should I talk? Just picture some of the experiences that you had, maybe with your parents or some people that you lived with. Once you know that, what's the point talking when I already know that this is where you are going to tilt to? And some parents are so funny that even when The matter is the other way around. Once you are scatter to jẹ́ pé ọmọ yẹn máa padà jẹ̀bi ni. Do you get it? So we just have to be intentional. So I pray that God
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. My question is well answered.
So if you came in late, I don't know if I have 1 minute to spare late comment. I don't know if you have anything to say. I'm recording so you can catch replay.
Is this the end or the beginning?
So you did not see that it's 7 o'clock that we started, right? I'm just doing Jara.
Oh, so in my mind it is 7 now. It was past 7 that I joined by my calculation.
That's what happens when your time is not the time of the people that you are joining with.
I'm sorry. I thought I was 5 minutes or 6 minutes late.
No.
I didn't know.
No, we
It was after.
Oh. If not that he was even asking some questions, go. You just come on and say, host has ended.
I would have been wondering if you meeting the other. I'm sorry. That was miscalculation.
I think it was a beautiful one. I think you need to just catch the replay. It was refreshing. Okay. It was recharging. It was beautiful. Yes.
Where are we going to see recorded version? Is there going to be a cloud link or something?
Yes, I will send the recorded version to you. Then you can just give me your feedback on it when you are done.
Are we allowed to share?
Yeah, why not? You can. You can. Right. So I think.
Thank you, ma'am.
No, today's session was a beautiful one. But I can allow you to ask one question since you have a valid reason for. You have any concern?
I don't have question. My thought was towards when you were answering the question, when she was asking what to do about fight, I was like, okay, maybe they should just fight and enjoy it. And then
enjoy why it lasts, though. It's like in my own house now. Our fight is around some people used to fart. So somebody will fart and be bopping. And some people don't like farting and bopping. What's my own? So when the person say, am I not in my house? If I don't fart and bop, where will I fart and bop? I can't fart, and you just be laughing. What's my own? Maybe I'm in my office right now. When they come, sorry, somehow, you, end of quarrel. Next minute, they are playing together again. So what's my own? Everybody will be fine.
But I think that's a lot of trying to paying attention, and managing the expressions.
Yes. So emotional regulation is one of it. Your own emotional regulation, their own, because they have their different personality types, it comes with different kind of emotions. So you need to help them to know, oh, okay, breathe in, breathe out, or whatever you feel suits that condition or that situation at that point. It's just a whole lot that one needs
to. I think it's more complex for us now because it is all of this and managing cultural shock. Yeah, because before I think I assumed that adults are the one that have cultural shock, but they do too, and it takes a while to also to be able to adjust and find themselves.
Yes,
and so it is all of that plus the normal things that would have been happening, but trying to breathe and I think gradually it's not smooth yet, but gradually.
So it's just like I said, it's just being intentional every step of the way. So I recommended to Ademilola that she gets maybe like a journal to just notice, sometimes the wins will just be baby steps. And you will notice the wins from the conversations they're having with you at home. And you're like, oh, okay. And you just need to make sure that your space is a safe space. Because right now it's a lot of bad goes of, this is what my mommy is saying versus this is what this culture is presenting to me. So it's a whole lot, it's a whole lot to deal with. And you just have to be intentional every step of the way. And also let them know, oh, even when you make mistake, I got you. I've got you. I've got you.
Oh, I do. Oh, I do.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
hard.
I
No.
then I think I stumbled on when you were saying repeating. Oh my, you see that repeating? It's a lot frustrating. As in, is it that you don't hear? Is it that it's not
God bless
evident?
you.
Is it that it's at the back? You see, when you said repeating, I just my repeating sha. I'm tired.
Ah,
I have I
the
don't know.
repeating is easier said than done.
Okay.
Without getting frustrated. Oh my.
So that repeating, that part of the repeating, whether you like it or not, you will do it. Because like I mentioned before you join, you see their brain is still a child's brain and would only develop fully around age 24. Unfortunately, the number of time they are spending on the screen is making that development even longer. So that is why in this generation, you are going to see somebody that is 35 and the person does not have sense. Because the time the person was supposed to be developing his or her brain, the person was online. So the more reason why you have to be also intentional about making sure you help them to develop their brain. And I'm mentioning the word intentional. One of the things that kids of this generation struggle with is finishing a task. Starting and finishing. And do you know why they struggle with it? So, Netflix, you can pause. As you pause Netflix, this is their PS5 that they play. You can be doing multiple things at the same time. So all of that just wires their brain in such a way that, oh, I can start this thing and not finish and it's fine. But it doesn't work that way. You have to guide them, oh, every step of the way. Whether you want to have a planner for them, they will goof. Oh, let me tell you the truth. They will goof plenty times. And you'll be wondering, oh, why? Because they are still children. And the funniest part is you are processing things in your brain as an adult. They are processing things in their brain as a child. So when you are like, but it's play that is on their head. That one that you're thinking about is you as an adult that is processing it that way. When my son was on holiday, this holiday that we are in, he carried a laptop. After I told him that we have to do this, that, and he carried a laptop. And I had a noise on the phone and I said, oh, I'll be on the laptop. Okay, what's happening here? He told me that one movie that he wants to watch during this holiday, that he's checking the trailer. And in my head, I'm looking at you that in all of the things that we have mentioned that you're supposed to do, that one is not part of it. His sister was even telling him that, okay, why are you doing this? This is not that. He did not answer. It's not hard. Put off my laptop, shut it down, and drop it in my room. No fight. We did not quarrel. Let me now see how he's going to watch the movie that I watched the trailer. Every action has consequences. Ogba, Odija. It's not a problem. He has come, maybe he's on holiday, he will soon go back. Ire o, mo fi Ọlọ́run ṣọ́. So just for you to know that every step of the way, they will do interesting things. So, but it's just you that will just keep guiding them. Just keep guiding them and make sure, like I said, be intentional about your family values. It does not have to be plenty. So we have, I think our family mission statement is it to Yeah, we wrote it down somewhere. Maybe we used to say it as an affirmation because they have gone to school now to share that is so. But I know it's centered about you being the best version of yourself. So they know, everybody, if I call them now, me, I'm paraphrasing, they will say it for you that way. Be the best version of yourself. You're not competing with anybody. You're competing with being the best version of you. And that is what every morning when we are doing devotion, we kind of repeat it. So whether you're in the house, whether you're not in the house, you know that you have one assignment, and that assignment is to live your best life. Whatever that best life means to you is left to you. Just make sure it's your best life and it's something that God is proud of. We have our family values. Our family values are just 4. So it does not have to be plenty. Love, excellence, accountability, and patience. That's for 2025. Last year was different. The love is unconditional love, the godly kind of love. Excellence is being an all-round excellent child, or whether it's all-round excellent parent, all-round excellent whatever you want to do. Accountability is holding yourself accountable in motivation, in patience, in self-regulation, in what, just hold yourself accountable. Patience, before you open your mouth to say, what will be the consequence? So, would they all do it 100%? My dear sisters, no. It's work in progress. So, by next year, we might change it again from love, excellence, accountability, patience to something else entirely. But it just has to be a family value that, oh, they know that, oh, wherever I find myself, this is who I am, regardless of what anybody tells me. This is what I represent, and this is what I stand for. So I hope I've been able to answer all the questions, but there are more things that we need to do together. There will be more sessions. I know this timing might not be a very good time for people, and I was not planning to send a reminder. I did not send reminder to anybody except Ademilola, and it was because in the morning she kind of spoke about, oh, please remind me, if not, so because I know that you definitely create time for what is important to you. If you're on the call, it means it's important to you. Me, I know that I'll bring in value that will make things better, easier, and simpler for you. So it is not left for you to see it in that light or not. So I think I've answered the questions, right?
Thank you very much. Yes, you did, and it was clear. Thank you, Mom.
So we can have more practical sections, but I think maybe we can pick another. Killing, I think today is Tuesday. We can agree on, but me, that my time is pricey and valuable. So I don't like to do things that at the end of the day is going to be maybe a waste of my own time. So maybe once in a month we can do an engagement where everybody shares their challenges, then we see what we can prescribe, blah, blah, blah. I think we can do that going forward. But I just wanted to do this around the midterm. In Lagos, we're already in midterm. And I think I will advise that you catch the play, then let me know what you think afterwards.
Okay, Mom.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining. I love
Please,
you all.
finally, I would like to say something.
Okay.
Please.
All right.
No, the little time I've spent today, it's worth it. Seriously, this is more, it's blessed me more than most church services. I've learned so much. It's more than a class, it's a sermon. It's a counseling, a counseling module. Thank you so much. Please, I want to urge you. Please let it continue. If it's once a month, if it's twice a month, please. In short, I will tell my friends, I will tell my colleagues about it. We have to be intentional. People you know your children will relate with, let their mothers learn this. So by the time they are relating together, you know they are learning same thing. They are, they have same aim. You are getting uniform values from them. Please let it continue. I know your time is pricey, and at the same time too, if it's just 2 days to the time, let us know so that we can also adjust our schedule to also fix it, so that anybody will be closing highly from office, so that they can move down, arrange for the kids, and be ready in time. Please.
So
It's a ministry on its own.
the challenge I have is the fact that a lot of time, once something is free, a lot of people don't attach a lot of value to it.
Oh,
That's the challenge.
that's true.
So the thing is,
That's true.
like this morning now,
That's true.
I didn't do a lot of publicity about it. You will see it on my page. I think I sent it to like maybe 10, 15 people. And at the end of the day, only 3 people joined. So Lou, you, and Ife were the only people that joined. So we started at 7. It's already to 9. So it will make more sense when we have more people, to come on board.
Yes.
Then you know that, this 1 hour, something minutes.
Then we learn from ourselves.
So it's more of like a conversation. So now I'm here. I've had to leave the children all by themselves. So it means that whatever I'm doing must worth it. Because it's like I'm giving away a time that I'm supposed to be present to do other things. So it must worth it, for me to say, I'm coming to share value to people free of charge. And I'm seeing maybe 50 people on the call. I'm seeing 20 people on the call. I'm seeing 30. I'm seeing 100. Then I know that, that small seed will germinate into a great. I don't know if you understand what I mean.
Yes.
That's it for me. So
thank you.
It's all right. So except you want to promise me that, okay, if you're available, we are going to be 50 on the call, and those 50 will be ahead. Then I know
We are getting to promised land.
Then I
Just
know
very
that,
soon.
okay.
We will start from sharing the recordings.
Okay.
So
Yeah, that was why I asked you.
people will now feel like, who did this? When did this class take place? And they have questions too that they want to answer. Okay, you have a question. Can you join us in one of our meetings? Then we'll share the ID with them too, and they will come to class with us.
Okay, so because for now, okay, so you see that I have a parenting workshop and seminar. I have 23 people on the call. I know I shared the information on the group, and it's only Ademilola that is here from the group that joined. So what happened to the 20-something others?
Wait.
Do you understand?
Remember I mentioned I don't know which of the conversations we had, but you know that sometimes there's a problem we don't even know we have a problem.
Okay.
So it's the issue of not even identifying. We don't know the danger ahead. You see that problem? We don't know. We don't know what is coming at us with the generation that is ahead of us. So it's a lot of times when you get into trouble, or
and
that
it's
people
always
now
more
start
expensive that time.
it is that time we start to figure out, okay, I need to speak to somebody, or I am, and so I think that's what used to. So usually you don't find people, except there is a conversation, there's a trigger, there is, excuse me, publicity. That's when you get some of the. Usually we wait till there's trouble, and it's not just for this. If our health is not a mess, we don't go and check. If you have not stopped breathing, you don't go and check that. You are supposed to even check your BP. It is like that. If it's not that they said you are pre-diabetes, you're not going to watch what you are eating. It's just typical of human being. But because of the value that is being shared, then it is our duty to let the information out, play our part, and then keep sowing the seed, because it's going to grow. It's going to grow, and we trust God that there's going to be bigger reach.
Okay. Okay, so no problem. I will think about it. Okay, so I think what I would do would be that I think I would do like a Google form of like a feedback kind of Google form. I will think about what to do with it. So maybe when this video goes out, I get to get feedback from people that watched it and see, oh, if they are really interested in something, maybe once a month or something that we can just do together, or concerns that can be addressed, something like that. So and whatever other suggestions that you have, maybe in your space, it could be in your space, it could be like so I think I did a number of IG live. Yes. Is it this week? Is it this week? No, it was last week, but it was last week. So where people can, so it could be a program where you ask the question, okay, you are the host, I'm the guest speaker, kind of. So you pull all your people, you will be asking me questions. Maybe they would also share their questions. We have like a round table kind of conversation. Maybe that could help. I don't know. It's just a suggestion from my own end. And I also struggle with burdening people with, I know that what I'm going to share with you is value based. And if I'm going to monetize it, I know how much money I'm going to get when I monetize it. So, so all of that just makes me feel like, no, I'm not doing you a favor. You are the one doing yourself a favor. I'm not, how do you put it? Yeah, no, you're not doing me a favor. You are doing yourself a favor. Hey, I'm the one even doing you a favor, not as well. So I think whatever we can come up with, you can just let me know. Then I look at my schedule and see what we can make out of that to just spread the light, share the light, make life better for ourselves and for our children. Because at the end of the day, those people in your space are the same people your children would speak to. And please let me inform you now that when they get older, you are going to move down the ladder in their life. So pop culture, friends, will take an higher road than you do. So the earlier, so I like the fact that he first said, I wish people know what is ahead, then they will better equip the children now.
We are reactionary. That's who we are.
So don't worry. When everybody come with their reaction, me, I will make more money.
And we all claim we know all. Everybody knows it all. We all know. We don't believe we can learn from people.
So God will help us. I love you all. I think I've answered all the questions. We can come up with suggestions on what you think we can do to just spread the light, your space of your sphere of influence, your space and all of that. Just let me know how I can reach out, I can support, I can be of help, and make the world a better place at large. So,
Thank you very much, ma'am.
thank you. Thank you. So at this point, I would sign out and wish us all
A good day. Our day is still on.
Some people are in afternoon, some people are in morning, some people are in night. Wherever you find yourself, just make sure you enjoy the rest of your day. So that
Yes,
would
ma'am.
just watch out for this space, and then let's see how it goes. Thank you so much for joining. I hope it was worth your while.
Yes, it was.
All right.
Bye.
So I will share the recording with you once I'm done with it.
Okay, my editor.
My love to everyone. Bye.